Today I'm going to share with you guys 3 journal prompts from the Bible to help you become a more faithful, creative woman. I've been working away on my next book, which I'm very excited about, and it's a book of journal prompts that is going to act as like a daily devotional for 40 days. As you know, I have been a journaler for 15 plus years now, so I have so much to share on journaling, and it's honestly, I find like the most transformational thing that you can do for yourself on a daily basis. These 3 prompts come from my upcoming book, and we're gonna get right into it. So the first prompt comes with the scripture from Proverbs 31:31, which says, "Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates." The question here, the prompt for you is, what do you want to be known for? Now, I want you to just make a list of everything that you can think of what do you want to be known for. For example, let's say you want to be known as an author. Write that down. Maybe you want to be known as a designer. It doesn't matter what it is. I want you to just write out everything that you can think of what you want to be known for. So, and then I want you to think about what form of self-expression do you need to utilize in order to be known for that thing? So for example, you want to be known as an author. Well, the form of self-expression you would use would be writing. If you want to be known as a musician, the form of self-expression you would need to use would be music. More specifically, if you want to be a singer, the form of self-expression would be your voice. We want to differentiate what you want to be known for and then what type of self-expression is actually required in order to do that thing. Okay, so prompt number 2 comes from the scripture in James, "Faith without works is dead." So this means we need to be working on the things that we want to get better at. So what needs to happen in order for you to feel more confident in that form of self-expression? This could be as simple as maybe you just need more practice. Or maybe you've spent so much time practicing, you're actually quite proficient, and what you actually need to get more confident in is getting yourself out there, putting your work in front of other people. So here I want you to make a list of all of the things that you need to do in order to feel more confident in that form of self-expression. And then that will actually become your step-by-step action plan in order to start stepping into this calling that you want to be known for and that God is leading you into. So the third and final prompt for today comes from Psalms 5:3, which says, "My voice you shall hear in the morning. O Lord, in the morning I will direct it to you and I will look up." I love this scripture so much. It's the first scripture that's in my book because I love morning pages and journaling in the morning. So just like the sense of devotion in the morning is, I personally just feel like it's the best time. The question here though, the prompt for you to ask yourself is, what time of day are you most tapped in? So what happens when we actually connect to this time that we are most tapped in is that's when we're going to be most aligned with our flow state. That's when we're going to be able to get more of our creative work done. We just create this momentum and this flow versus trying to do creative projects at a time where you are so not tapped in. It's like trying to push a massive heavy boulder uphill, which you don't want to have to do. There's going to be times where sure, you're working on a project and you're so close to the finish line, you just gotta keep plugging away at it. But for the majority of your time, you really want to connect to the time of day where you're most tapped in and build the rest of your life around that. That means that you're constantly going to be pouring from your overflow because you are filling your own cup. God is obviously filling your cup. It's carving out that time of day where you can be poured into and then you can pour out and creating this beautiful sort of give and take with God and your creativity, and let that be the base of your day. So a way that this practically looked for me in the past was because mornings were always a time where I really wanted to be devotional. That's when I was tapped in. That's when I felt most creative in that sort of flow state, is that I would work serving jobs and I would only be available in the evening. So meaning like I would only work after 2 o'clock. And that really set up my life in a sustainable, creative way where it allowed me to create so much creative work because I didn't have to then come home and try and be creative after I had like been around so many people and served other people and given kind of all of my creative energy away. And that's why I'm such an advocate for being creative in the morning, because you haven't given all of this creative energy away to other people yet. You really want to think of your creative energy and when it feels like most potent and use that time of day in order to pour into it. And notice what comes up when you think about that. If you're living a life right now where you're like, oh man, like I would love to have my mornings free like that, but you know, this and this and this and all these things are part of your reality right now, we'll start to look at that. Start creatively thinking and journaling about like, what if my life did look different? What if no one would be mad at me if I created this time for myself and my creativity and my relationship with God in the morning? The next step would be to recognize what boundaries do I need to put in place in order to create that type of life where I can really invest and pour into my creative self-expression. Right now, my favorite journals to journal in are moleskins. I get these in a 3-pack. They are like a nice little size with like black craft paper. Right now I do have lines in my journal. I always start with the date at the top. That's really the only way that I organize my journal. And I always write with a Bic Velocity pen in 1.6. It's a really nice bold pen. So yeah, these are just an idea of some of the prompts that I take myself through to really streamline and get more and more clear on who God is calling me to be and to really let go of the rest. If you loved this and can't wait for my journal prompt book to come out, definitely let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe because you guys are going to be the first to know when my book is available.